This is our new steering wheel where we have capacitive and force sensing buttons with haptic feedback.
With our technology, each of these buttons will have its own haptic signature. So that way the user doesn't need to look at the surface, they can actually look at the road.
That's great. So what we're showing here at our booth today is our latest technology for HMI controllers. UltraSense's technology is to develop chips to eliminate mechanical buttons. To effectively replace a mechanical button, it takes two technologies to do that. With most materials, that's capacitive, but you need the force sensing. In the automotive market, there are other force sensing technologies, but they've proved kind of be inferior in the marketplace today. We have a unique piezoelectric force sensing technology that's immune to any sort of temperature or residual stress, and that's why we've been able to get designed into cars so quickly today. So this is our new steering wheel where we have capacitive and force sensing buttons with haptic feedback. Jorge, how does that feel?
Yeah, the haptic feel feels sharp. It's actually, thanks to the closed loop technology of Cirrus Logic, we're able to drive them harder and provide a fast braking. So it feels like a real mechanical button.
Yep.
And,
And then with the slider here, this uses our ultrasound technology since these are metal strips. And so in a piezo material, we stamp 7 electrodes, and that allows us to accurately know exactly where the finger is. And then we're able to, using our HMI controller chip, drive the haptics so you get a nice tactile feedback with that.
okay, let me try. So yeah, the virtual button feels really well. I think thanks to the closed loop technology of Cirrus Logic, you're able to create very fast click effects, so you can clearly define the different textures on the surface. Feels really good.
And then if you want to direct your attention over here for center consoles, door panels, overhead consoles, again, we're using that same HMI technology of using, in this case, capacitive and force sensing to replace mechanical buttons. Drivers like to have them located in the touch areas versus having everything located in the display. So we've been working with material providers to provide secret until lit technology with our electronics. So when there's no light passing through, you can't make out any of the surface icons. And this is actually a real cherry wood material. We have several other materials, which I'll show you here at the booth today. But when you touch, if this was pure capacitive, this would be triggering all the time. But since we have this augmented with force sensing, we're really measuring intention. So you have to cross that force threshold before you get the haptic feedback. And of course, we're using the Cirrus Logic driver in this to drive the haptic.
Okay, yeah, let me try it. So turning on and off. And the click effects are very sharp and strong, so you can definitely feel the response. And the delay, there's no delay actually. So as soon as I press, I can feel the haptic effects.
That's right. And the new chip that we have coming out today, we're using a third-party proximeter built into the proximity sensor built into the top. Our new chip that we just got in our lab, when you get within 15 centimeters of the surface, it will power on the light.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Dan. So I guess we can try the next one. A similar smart surface demo that we create together with your team, Dan, but we added a few more modes. So the first one is just showing a consistent haptic effect across all the buttons. So you can try. Each of them should feel similar, a very sharp response.
Yes,
No ringing.
just the response our customers like to feel.
Okay. Yes. So the second mode that we have is a comparison of our closed loop technology versus an open loop technology. So the first one you can feel on this side, each of them feel very sharp, very precise. On the right side is an open loop. You can feel a very long ringing and some undesired audio effect.
Yeah, this has a lot of bounce to it and not a very premium feeling compared to this over here.
Yeah, customers tend to like the sharp response,
That's
very
right.
precise movement.
That's right.
The next mode that we have is using our closed loop technology to expand the bandwidth of the actuator. So normally actuators have a very narrow bandwidth and you can only create click effects. With our technology, we're able to create texture effects. So each of these buttons will have its own haptic signature and the user can identify which button they have pressed
Oh, yeah.
based on the frequencies that they're feeling on their fingers.
Yeah, this opens up a lot of opportunities with customers. we get asked all the time from the OEMs, can you come up with different waveforms for each icon or for each button? And this is something that really expands the minds of the studio groups, the design studio groups within the OEMs.
Yeah, the user experience designers, they really like the opportunity to create different effects to represent different information to the end users.
And they want to know what's possible, right? So
Yeah.
this allows that.
The next one is using some of both of the technologies that your chips offers, touch and force. So with touch, we are able to create slight bump effect. So when you slide your finger, you can find the location of the buttons. And then when you press harder, your force threshold will enable a strong click effect.
Oh, yeah.
So that way the user doesn't need to look at the surface. They can actually look at the road and find the location of the buttons that they want to press.
Oh, that's great. Oh, very nice.
Thank you, Dan. We appreciate your collaboration with your team.
Absolutely. Likewise.